My purpose in life is to witness this moment.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thank you for joining me. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning and welcome. It's Nurse Richard the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me for this really weird and slightly amusing tale of this ear. Now, what do you think's going on here? Now, this is the outer part of the patient's ear, this lady. It's around that area there. And I was looking at it thinking, huh? What on earth is going on here? Why is your ear purple? Okay, it didn't look like a bruise. So if you want to find out what it is, stay tuned, because this is her other ear. This is the one that she came in with a problem with, and it was a fairly straightforward removal. Just a bit of skin that had failed to migrate and covered the whole ear canal. But in a bit, we're going to go back to that, and you're going to hear myself and the patient's discussion around this purple area on her other ear. And I'll put some subtitles in as well so you can hear what's going on. But we did figure it out. So have a listen. It's purple in your ear. That's outside your ear. Up there. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen that before.
No.
Oh, what is it?
I have no idea. I'm going to see if they come away with a hoover. You don't use any, you never used any purple crayons or anything like that?
No, but to the day she did.
Did
She
you?
was covered in them on her hands and face.
Yeah.
And I had to carry her upstairs for a bath.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, yeah, little minx.
It's
I mean,
purple.
I can't see them.
No,
but
you
it
can't,
was
no.
purple felt tip.
Well, there you go, that's what it is.
God, you did it right.
Me too, I thought, that's
Jesus,
weird.
Yeah.
What's all
But there's the culprit.
Yeah.
Sunday night it was.
Right, well,
At
I'll
least
peel that
there's
off.
an explanation. That's
There is.
fine. But she was clinging to, you know what I mean, and she was covered in it. So.
Yeah. What an odd one. Right, well, I can tidy it up anyway.
Thank you.
So there you go. The lady was referring to her granddaughter who came in with her. She was minding her for the day. How would we get through school without grandparents, eh? I don't know if yours were anything like mine, any parents of young children. I don't know how people used to cope, unless they had grandma and granddad picking them up from school. Anyway, so yeah, it was purple felt tip. So the lady's granddaughter, who she brought with her, such a sweetie. She was only about 3, maybe 2.5, 3 years old. Such a sweetie. She was being very good. And then when we finally figured out what this was, you might have heard the patient say, "Oh, you little minx." So yeah, she'd been drawing with purple felt tip while she was looking after her that morning. And she said she just got covered in it. It was all over the place. So she had to carry her upstairs to go for a bath. And as she's carrying her upstairs, she's clinging onto her hands all over the place and what have you. And I think she may have still had the felt tip in her hand, and she's been colouring in Nana's ear. So she didn't come in to have purple felt tip removed from the outer part of her ear, but that's what we did anyway. And do you know what? It's quite satisfying how it comes away, actually. I think you might enjoy it just as much as you would watching me do something inside someone's ear, which there is after this. There's another procedure after this as well. But yeah, really weird. Occasionally, I've had to scoop things away from these folds that you get in there. They can sometimes get a build-up and a collection of dead skin and gunk and all sorts. So I will sometimes do that if I spot it. But it peels away really nicely. I mean, it might well have washed off if she did just go to the shower and give it a good scrub. But I said, but while you're here, I didn't charge her for this. I said, while you're here, I can just peel that off because obviously the felt tip has dried on and it's coming away with the top layer of skin on there. But when I first looked at that, I thought, huh? What? Because my first thought was it looked like a bruise, but then it was kind of raised. And it was a bit too purple to be a bruise. It was a bit too bright. But thankfully figured it out in the end anyway. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, there is another ear after this one as well, with a frustrating story behind it. So let's try and scrape away the last few little bits here. And the lady said, yeah, I'm glad you spotted that because, well, I can't see in there. So she wouldn't have known whether it had gone or not. But it's all gone now, looking nice and spotless. We've managed to tidy up them folds in there. There's there was nothing in that ear canal. That was absolutely fine. Just the purple felt tip. Right, this next one was of a gentleman who, this drives me mad when this happens. Went to see an audiologist, and because they couldn't hear very well, and instead of thinking I'll clear out your ears, they said I'll sell you a hearing aid, whether you need it or not, which is really frustrating for the patient. I have told them to maybe revisit this place and say, do you know what? I can hear fine now. Now all that's been removed. Your hearing aid, it didn't actually make any difference. And yeah, it is. It does happen all too often, unfortunately, where for some unscrupulous individuals, that profit comes before patient care. Unfortunately, that's the way. That's the not everyone's like us. Unfortunately, I don't quite know how else to put it. It wasn't. I don't think it was a big high street chain either. I think it was a small independent one. So it wasn't the usual suspects. Very dry as well, this, and right stuck in the roof of the ear canal. And there is a bit to do in the other one. I can't remember if there's as much. I don't think there is as much. It is going to still look a bit dry and flaky this ear. I will get away as much as we safely can. But you're never going to get every single tiny flake out of here. I have advised they just use some olive oil on a regular basis because they've clearly got very dry ears. So what you find in most ears is a mixture, natural oils that have been secreted and some dead skin. And they clearly don't make very much oil in this ear. And therefore, this skin gets incredibly dry and a little bit itchy. But we've got pretty much all of it out there. Eardrum's looking okay. And what was the second one look like? There you go. This is classic what it looks like when you put a hearing aid in here. And it's just squashed it all in one side. Makes it a real bit of a faff to get out. And I don't think it's pushed it into the recess, just in front of it there. But still a bit difficult to remove. Anyway, before I finish, let's do dad joke of the day, because why not? No, let's not do that just yet, because I haven't done subscriber of the day, actually. And I haven't prepared it before, so I will check my recent comments and I will add it in later up there. If you want to be a subscriber of the day, you know what you got to do. You got to subscribe to the channel and let me know if you want to be a subscriber of the day. Right, let's have a look. Who's the most recent comment from? The most recent comment in today's subscriber of the day is Carol Carr. Now, Carol left me a comment. Thanks for this, by the way, Carol, saying, I'm not going to ask to be subscriber of the day anymore. Glad you have as keen subscribers as I am. I've been with you since almost day one. So you made it to subscriber of the day with the very last comment that you left, asking to be subscriber of the day. So don't give up is the message there. And thanks for that, Carol. Great name as well. My mum's a Carol. Right. Let's have a couple of dad jokes of the day before we finish tidying up with this. According to a recent survey, heterosexual men say the first thing they notice about a woman is her eyes. Women say the first thing they notice about men is that they're a bunch of liars. That's very true. I didn't look at my wife's eyes the first time I met her. There was other things distracting me at the time. A couple more, because I know we're coming to the end. I asked my wife why we never talk about gravity. She said, just never seems to come up. I dressed up as a screwdriver at Halloween. Wasn't the best costume, but I still turned a lot of heads. Let's have one more. On rainy days, my wife thinks it's pathetic when I stare through the window. It would be less pathetic if one of these days she just let me in. I love that one. So a little bit of peeling left to do here. I think we're pretty much done. If you have enjoyed the video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Just press that button down below that says subscribe. This is on YouTube. And if you're watching on any other platform, just press that like, heart, share, blah, 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 etc., and all that gubbins. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.